Hello YouTube. Okay, this is part 2 of my last video. As per usual, my phone cut me off. I have such a problem with phone memory. Anyway, so like I was saying, I went through this whole mindfuck where I was confident in what I had said. I knew what I had said. I know that what I had said was a little bit off the cuff. It was in person and it was emotional, but not like overly emotional, you know? It wasn't like I was screaming or insulting or being a complete bitch. But I was honest. Now, when I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I'm not going to disrespect you either. I don't believe in doing that. There is definitely a way to say things. I'm a firm believer of that. Now, it went well-ish. I mean, she had her reaction, like I said in the video before, but she didn't bite my head off. And that was a good thing. But I had this episode where, like, I was confident about it. I'm like, I felt bad about it because, like, it never feels good to have to present hard truths to people you care about and people you love. It never feels good. It feels righteous, but it doesn't feel good. And there's a witch on YouTube. Her name is, White Raven from, I think her name is White Raven's Lair on here, I think. She does some really great stuff on here. And one of the things that she says, it's almost like a motto or so, a thing to live by is, I don't do what is nice, I do what is right. And I think that is a good thing to live by. And that's why I went on a limb to say it. And I felt confident. I'm not sorry. I'm still not sorry for saying it. You know, everyone's delivery might be a little imperfect, but I'm not sorry for speaking my truth. And I'm glad that she took my insight and listened to me without biting my head off, even if she disagreed with it or defended the behavior going on, which made absolutely no sense to me, but, well, that is the disconnect there, is we can state our feelings, but that doesn't guarantee people are going to take our advice. And I had been thinking this way and rationally, and then I just started to feel so guilty, so very guilty, and completely mind-fucked about it, like to the point where I wanted to hurt myself, and it was dangerous. And I couldn't figure out why or what I needed to do. I almost wrote this person an apology note. Like, my mind was blanking on all of the things that this person had done, which provoked me coming forth with my grievances there, if you want to call them that. And it was complete holy shit. So it hit me a little bit after. It took me a little bit to figure out, like, wait a second. This person has a lot of shit attached to them, and what am I doing? I'm intruding on the bullshit's gig, basically, of where it likes to feed and where it likes to fuck with things and cause its havoc. And me intruding on that is, you know, messing with its territory. And I had completely forgotten. So by the time I had come back into myself, it had already left me and I guess went back to them. But lesson learned. See, I had gone through this kind of thing before, when knowing that there's something there and consciously being aware of it and taking precautions and stuff, but I just hadn't thought about it in so long, and I had been away from things and just caught up in the moment where I wasn't thinking about it and my guard was down, and it slipped in and showed me how it felt about me opening my mouth. But this goes to show that our actions have consequences. And spreading the truth not only can get you in trouble on a mundane level, but it can also get you into trouble on a spiritual level. If you've not taken proper precautions before you are going to break up a situation that is not right, or someone is being hurt, and there's something else there. So my takeaway from this, and what I want you to take from this, is to always proceed with caution. The spiritual and the mundane are not separate things. One influences the other. All things influence each other. Don't forget about that. Learn from my mistake. Let me make that so you don't have to. Ensure that your shields are high, and that you remember when you notice things. I admit that was a little bit sloppy on my account, that I had forgotten that was there. I mean, I hadn't thought about it. This particular couple is a very mundane couple. They're not into what I'm into, and one is Catholic. The other one is very, I want to say, agnostic-ish. Raised Catholic, but agnostic-ish, and he tends to make a lot of jokes. So, but, what can you do? But, so I'm not really thinking about that a lot. When I'm around them, I actually reel that in a bit. So, for one, I can, level with them on their kind of level in that kind of way, and maybe I shouldn't have to do that, but when you care about someone, you care about them. And if they can't handle your truth, it's their problem. But I'm just saying, if you're going to be spreading truth and opening your mouth into situations that are sloppy, consider another factor, if you will, for your own safety, your own sanity. It didn't win in making me hurt myself or anything crazy like that. It just made me have a little bit of a whirlwind in my mind. A little episode emotionally. Till I really started to figure out that, what am I doing? Why am I thinking this? What's happening here? And then figuring out that, wait a second. Here it is. Here's the answer. So, let me make that mistake so you don't have to. Learn from my mistake and take precaution before you make moves into potentially hairy situations, if you would. Now, this has been Runa Alfbrennan with a lovely little PSA to all of you getting into things, no matter what your path. It does not necessarily only pertain to the left-hand path, although we like to exercise truth. So, especially on the Luciferian path, we like to exercise truth. So I guess that really is